Okay, one of the things you need to learn how to do is how to reduce fractions or simplify them. If we had a fraction, for example, like 6/8, some of us can automatically look at it and see what we could reduce it to. Some of the things you need to remember is whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. Okay, the relationship between those two has to stay the same. To have the same value. So whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So some of you might look at this and say, okay, both of these are even numbers, so I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 2. Okay, so we're going to step it down. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, fairly simple. We just make sure we're breaking it down. If we can divide it both by the same number, we might have 3 or 4 steps here. And this is okay for a small number. But when we get into some bigger numbers, this becomes more complicated, and sometimes we're not sure when we're done simplifying. So let's take a minute and look at a different fraction. We can look at 12 over 40. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to factor these numbers out and do some canceling of the numbers on the top and the bottom. Okay? So 12 over 40, if I were to write that factored out, I would write that as 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. The bottom, 40, I would factor that out as 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 5 is 40. Okay? Now, all I have to do is, for every number that's the same on the top and the bottom, if they match, I can cross them out. So I have a 2 here and a 2 here. I have a 2 here and a 2 here. And I have a leftover 2 times 5 and a 3. So I simply write 3 on the top, and 2 times 5 is 10. So 12/40 reduces or simplifies to 3/10. Okay, let's look at a fraction that you might not readily see what the prime factors are for the numerator and denominator. Let's say that you finished a problem and you had an answer of 36/45. Okay, and we want to be able to factor all this out, but like I say, we can't see it that easily. So we can make a little factor tree. We have 36, and we break it down. 3 times 12 gives us 36. 2 times 6 is 12, and 2 times 3 is 6. And then we have our prime factors here. 3 times 2 times 2 times 3. So 3 times 2 times 2 times 3. We're going to do the same thing with our bottom number, 45. Okay. 5 times 9 is 45. And 3 times 3 is 9. So these are our prime numbers. So 5 times 3 times 3. And now we can cross out our numbers that are the same. We have a 3 there, a 3 there, 3 there, and there. We don't have any 5s on top. We have 2 2s, no more 2s. So we combine these 2 2s together. 2 times 2 is 4, and we bring our 5 over, and so our simplified version of 36/45 is 4/5. Okay, so you use this method of factoring out to try simplifying this fraction. You're going to draw a line over here, and you're going to put the factors of 8 here and the prime factors of 21 there. Okay, so if you haven't figured this out, this is a little bit of a trick. And it's one of the neat things about this is you know when you're done. Okay? Let's factor out the 8. If you did it, you factored out the 8 as 2 times 2 times 2. And the 21, 3 times 7. I have nothing to cancel out. Okay, so this is in its lowest terms. Okay, Okay, so if you can't cancel anything out, you know you've reached lowest terms. You try another one, okay? 24 over 32. Now, you may be able to factor this out just thinking about it, but if you need to, use the factor tree to help you find the answers. All right, so 24. I can't do it in my head. I can't think of it, so I'm going to do my factor tree. So I look here and I say, okay, 2 is my lowest number. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 6 is 12. And 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so I have 2, 2, 2, 3. So for my top, I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And sometimes you may want to circle these as you do them to make sure that they stand out from those numbers. Okay, let's look at 32. Okay. 2 times 16 is 32. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 5 times. All right, so I'll put 5 of those up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I can eliminate the ones. I'm actually dividing it. Okay, so I'm left with 3 over 2 times 2, which is 3, and 2 times 2 is 4.